I'm not buying there's a thing called REIT, Real Estate Investment Trust.
Right.
So you can invest in real estate via paper, which is REITs. You can invest in gold via, GLD.
GLD, right.
An ETF, or an SLV, which is silver. I don't touch any of that stuff. I own my own gold mines. I own my own silver mines. I took one of my gold mines public last summer, 2022, on the New York Stock Exchange. It's the richest gold mine in America. But Vlad, you know how many stupid mistakes I had to make to get there?
I bet.
Again, that's what we were teaching, that we make mistakes are how we learn. But our schools punish if you make mistakes. Now, what I'm saying is what the school teach you about money.
Okay.
And look, I grew up in a family of PhDs. So they're highly educated poor people. PhD stands for poor, helpless, and desperate. And that's why I talk about my father running for lieutenant governor, and he lost. He ran against the governor. The governor fired him and said, "You'll never work in this state again." So I'm in college at the time, at the academy, and my poor dad is now broke. PhD didn't help him. And so I'll ask everybody this question is, again, what did school teach you about money? Answer is nothing. That's not a mistake, Vlad. It's part of the Communist Manifesto. And that's why I said earlier, if you read Marx's book, The Communist Manifesto, it's only 50 pages. You'll find out, though, the first things that there was, and this is 1848, Marx says, communism would invade America in 2 stages. Stage 1 happened in 1930, it's my opinion, because he was already dead by 1930. It's happened when Columbia University's Teachers College invited in Marxist teachers from Germany. And then I believe, it's my opinion, and I'll take the heat for this. It happened in 2020 when my friend Donald Trump loses re-election to this guy, where in the world is Joe Biden. I think Biden's one of the biggest criminals we've ever had, the Biden crime family. And I'm not talking about what he says, what is he doing? And that's why I said to you, is my background is oil. I have a tanker's officer's degree from Kings Point. I understand oil. So 2020, the moment he got elected, the first thing Biden did was cut down the Keystone XL pipeline, which sent oil price. I was selling oil. I sell oil. I own oil wells. It's a good investment. So I was selling oil in 2020 at $30 a barrel. It went to $130 a barrel within a week. And immediately I knew what he was doing. He was crushing the middle class. They need to wipe out the middle class, Vlad. And that's what Marx said also. So when the middle class is toast, all you have is 2 classes of people, rich and poor. And our civilizations run on oil. Could you imagine if you didn't have electricity or this and all that? Energy is what drives our civilization. And the first thing that son of a bitch Biden did was cut off our oil. And then guess what? He cuts us out of Afghanistan. And when that happened, Saudi Arabia, just look at the facts, not what the guy is saying. When Afghanistan, he pulled us out of Afghanistan, so many people got wiped out. We left $9 billion there or something. And immediately Saudi Arabia, guess who they joined? They joined Russia. So now our price of oil going is up, and then Biden tries to buy oil from Venezuela. Watch what he does, not what he says. So, but oil is through the roof because he's a Green New Deal guy. It's killing our middle class, Vlad. Inflation is going through the roof, and it's going to kill people. I don't know how people survive today. I was at Safeway the other night, and I was going, holy mackerel. I have sticker shock, and I have a lot of money. You know what I mean? So just watch what Biden does, not what he says. That's what I'm upset about. When I was 10 years old, my rich dad played Monopoly with me. And we all know the formula, 4 greenhouses, 1031 tax deferred exchange. So today I own about 12,000 rental units, but it's not the story. The real story is, how did I acquire those property? I used debt. And that's what they don't teach you in school. You see, the more debt I use, the more property I own, the less tax I pay. And if you think paying taxes is legal, tax is a Marxist idea. Please, I hate this. And people say, well, you should pay taxes. No, we shouldn't. What Marx says is that a progressive and oppressive income tax is essential for the spread of Marxism, communism. That was in 1848. America was founded, let's look at the facts. This is what pisses me off about academic types. The facts are America was founded as a tax-free nation. It was called the Boston Tea Party. I think it was 1773. And we were tax-free for all of these years until 1913 when the Fed was created. In 1913, the Fed was created. The same year, guess what else was created? The IRS, Amendment 16. And ever since then, we're paying taxes. So guys like me pay no taxes legally. But the more harder you work, the more money you make, the higher taxes you pay. If that's not communism, what is? And I think it's an American duty not to pay our taxes. Because if you read the Communist Manifesto, you'd understand why. If I stop working, how much money comes in? I've stopped working a long time ago.
Yeah.
And money keeps increasing. And the reason I talk about debt is because in 1971, when I was in Vietnam, Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard.
Right.
They don't tell you that. And the money became debt. And so then these communist school teachers tell you to get out of debt. Like, what's his name? Dave Ramsey and all that, live debt free. And that's good advice for the average person because debt will kill you. But debt is money today. And so when I acquire an asset, I use debt. So what happens, I make money in my business, book sales. At that point, let's say I make $1 million in books. What I have to borrow is like 10 million in debt to buy a property. And because I borrowed the 10 million, I buy a property. And let's say the property is I buy 10 million, it's now $100 million. All this stuff is the magic called financing. I pay no taxes. Mm-hmm. So the more debt I have and the more property I buy, the less tax I pay. It's called appreciation, depreciation, amortization. If you studied accounting, that's what you would learn. But most of these academic types live debt-free, and they own a house they call an asset, and they drive their Lexus or their Toyota, and they wonder, what's wrong with me? But they never studied money in school.